Now let me explain how to crop images properly. So if you open the images folder and let's work on the coconut image. I'm going to open the coconut image and I'm going to show you how you can crop the image by selecting the appropriate dimensions. And by the way, this coconut image has a width of almost 600 and the height is 400. Let me show you that. If you open this in your Finder and then if you get the information about this image, you'll find that the width is almost 600, it's 640, and the height is almost 400, it's 426. So now, how can we crop this image knowing these dimensions? How can we do that? For example, you might want to crop this image starting from the left and from the top all the way to maybe to this part. Maybe you want to remove this part. Maybe you want to remove 33% of the width. Maybe you want to remove this part and keep only the other 66% of this width. So this man, for example, will be removed from this image after we crop it. So how can we do that? Well, it's very simple. First of all, in order to crop that image by knowing these dimensions, what you can do is that, and what you should do and what you should know is that these four numbers are the left and the right and the upper and the right and the lower coordinates respectively. Meaning that this number, the first number is the left. It will start from 0. So from the left, it's gonna start from 0, and this number, the second number, is the upper. Is called the upper, and it will start cropping from this number that you give it to this function. It's gonna start in this example. It's gonna start cropping from 0, meaning that it's gonna start from the top. So it's not gonna crop anything from the upper part, and it's not gonna crop anything from the left part because we have passed here 0 and 0. And the third number is the right, meaning that it's gonna start cropping not from the right, but it's gonna start cropping from 0 all the way to 500, meaning that it's gonna start cropping from 0 and then all the way to 500. And we know that the width is 600, so it's gonna start from 0 and then it's gonna start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 until 500, which is almost till here. So it's gonna crop. It's gonna remove this part. It's gonna remove this part. And regarding the lower, it's also going to do the same. For the lower, it's gonna start from the upper part, which is 0. The number is 0, so it's gonna start from here 0, and it's gonna start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way to 300, which is almost 300 is almost here. So it's gonna remove this part. Let me now save this script and show you what's gonna happen if you run this script. Let me run this script and show you what's gonna happen. If you run this script, you'll find that the new image is like this. As you can see, what happened, let me just open the other image and compare it with the cropped image to show you the difference. So here, this is the original image, and this is the cropped image. Now you need to look at the difference. As you can see, the difference is that the image has been cropped and it has cropped almost 100 pixels from the right, and it has cropped almost 100 from the lower part. As you can see, the lower part here is cropped, and also the right part is cropped because we have passed 0 and 500. So it started cropping from 0 all the way to 500 in terms of the width, and in terms of the height, it started cropping from 0 or all the way to 300. So it started cropping from 0 all the way to 300, So the cropped image is this image. Let me show you another example so that you understand this very well, because it's very important. Suppose that we want to crop this image. Suppose that again we want to crop this image, and we just need to keep this coconut. What numbers should we pass in order to get this coconut, only this coconut? Well, we need to start cropping from here, right? So we need to start cropping from almost 200, almost or less, probably less, 100. So we need to start cropping from almost 100 all the way to here, which is almost 150 or 200 or over 200, let's say 300. So this is for the width. So for the width, we need to pass 100 and 300. So here in our script, we need to pass 100. For the left, we need to start from 100, and we need to end for the right at let's say 300. And in terms of the height, we need to start from almost let's say 200 also, 200. And from here, we want to end at 300. So I'm going to say 200 and 300 and see what's going to happen. If I pass here 200 and 300, and then if I save and run our script, let's run our script and see what's going to happen. So if you run your script, you will find that we will get an image that contains the coconut, as you can see, but it's not perfect. We need to work on this further. So we need kind of shift this over to the right. So we need to increase the numbers a little bit for the right and the left. So for the right, I'm going to increase this to 200, and I'm going to increase this to 400. And let me save and run. If you save and run, you will get a better image. As you can see, now we have the coconut, and we need also to increase or decrease the height to get image. So I'm going to decrease the height. So I'm going to here decrease the height. I'm going to say 100, and here I'm going to increase the height to 100, and then the lower, let's say 350. And let me save and run our script and see what's going to happen. If you run your script, you should get a better image. As you can see, now we have the coconut. So now we have the coconut, and it looks amazing. We have cropped the image, and now we only have the coconut in this image, which looks amazing. So you need, in conclusion, you need to play around with these numbers in order to master cropping images. But this is how you can crop images. It's not easy. You need to kind of play around with the numbers in order to get the perfect image. But you now have understanding of how to crop images in Python.